The drama surrounding the Indiana Fever's clash with the Chicago Sky didn't start on the court. It began in the days before tip-off, when momentum was halted not by strategy, but by circumstance. The Fever had been riding a surge of confidence, the kind of rhythm every team chases during the long grind of a season. They were coming together at the right time, chemistry tightening, execution sharpening. And then, almost without warning, the stability began to unravel. It started with the West Coast trip, one that was supposed to be an opportunity to test themselves against playoff-caliber competition. The first stop, in Los Angeles, was competitive, even encouraging despite the loss. But the second, Phoenix, that one felt different. That one hurt. It wasn't just that the Fever lost, it was the way the game took from them more than points in the standings. It took pieces of their identity. Midway through the first quarter in Phoenix, veteran guard Sydney Colson, a player whose leadership had been invaluable, planted her left foot, twisted, and crumpled to the hardwood. No contact, just the kind of injury that sends a chill through the entire building. Teammates rushed over, kneeling beside her. The medical staff moved quickly, but the look on her face told the story before the MRI did. A torn ACL. Her season was over before it had truly hit its stride. Then came the fourth quarter, and with it, another blow. Ari McDonald, quick, fearless, the spark plug off the bench, drove hard to the rim, took a bump, and landed awkwardly. She tried to get up, tried twice, but the pain in her right foot told her she wouldn't finish the game. X-rays confirmed it, a broken bone. Her season was gone too. 2 point guards, gone in a single night. It was as if fate had circled the point guard position on Indiana's roster and decided to erase it entirely. And the erasing wasn't done. Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom and face of the franchise, was already in street clothes, recovering from quad and groin injuries. She hadn't played since mid-July. Her absence alone was a huge hole. Now there was no natural ball handler left on the roster. Chicago saw the news. They read the reports. They knew Indiana was coming to their building without a floor general. And for a Sky team that had been unable to beat the Fever all season, the timing felt perfect. For them, this wasn't just a chance to win, it was a chance to make a statement. But Indiana had a different kind of statement in mind. The opening tip felt almost defiant. There was no hesitation in the Fever's body language, no look of a team feeling sorry for itself. Kelsey Mitchell, who'd built her career as a pure scorer, walked to the point guard spot as if she'd been there all season. On the first possession, she called for an early post entry to Aliyah Boston, who banged inside, spun baseline, and got to the free throw line. No panic, no rushed offense, just clean execution. On the very next trip, the ball found its way into the hands of Lexi Hull, parked in the left corner. Hull had been ice cold for weeks, just 2-4-25 from 3 in her last stretch of games. Everyone in the arena knew the stat. Chicago sagged off her, daring her to shoot. She caught, set her feet, and let it fly. Swish. The bench exploded, and Caitlin Clark, in her sweats on the sideline, sprang up and pumped both fists. That first make wasn't just 3 points, it was permission for Hull to breathe again. Moments later, she drifted to the opposite corner. The ball swung around, found her hands again. Same result. Her movement was sharper now, her confidence restored shot by shot. Without a traditional point guard, the Fever played basketball the old-fashioned way, shared responsibility. Sophie Cunningham flashed to the high post for quick give-and-goes. Boston read double teams like a chess master, kicking passes to open shooters. Hull's third make came midway through the second quarter, a deep wing shot off a scramble play, and she didn't even watch it go in before jogging back on defense. Chicago kept punching. Marina Mabrey tried to turn the game into a track meet, pushing the pace and forcing Indiana into transition defense. Diamond DeShields attacked the rim with long, sweeping strides. But every push was met with resistance. Mitchell hit pull-up jumpers when the Sky went under screens. Hull found herself open again in the corner early in the third quarter. This one splashed home with a defender flying at her. She'd finished the night with 17 points on 4 for 6 from beyond the arc, her best game of the year, but the numbers didn't capture the energy shift her shooting created. By the middle of the third, the Fever began to separate. Boston became a wall in the paint, grabbing rebounds in traffic, finishing through contact, and resetting the tone every time Chicago seemed ready to rally. Cunningham battled for loose balls. Mitchell, now fully in control of the offense, began using her quick first step to create driving lanes, drawing help, and kicking to shooters like she'd been running point all her life. The dagger might have come with 4 minutes left in the third. Mitchell drove baseline, collapsing the defense, then skipped a pass all the way to the weak side corner where Hull waited. Another clean release, another three, and another eruption from the Fever bench. The scoreboard read double digits, but the body language said more. Chicago was frustrated, searching for answers they couldn't find. The fourth quarter became a masterclass in control. Mitchell didn't force a thing, Boston sealed defenders and finished with ease, and the Fever defense was suffocating. Every pass Chicago threw seemed a little slower, every shot a little more contested. With just under 3 minutes to play, Mitchell and Boston executed a perfect pick and roll for a layup that pushed the lead to 20. That was the moment you could feel it. The game was over. When the final buzzer sounded, it was 92-70. But the score was just the surface of the story. This wasn't supposed to happen. A team stripped of all its point guards wasn't supposed to look this composed. A player mired in a shooting slump wasn't supposed to find her rhythm in the biggest game of the week. A roster missing its superstar wasn't supposed to dominate a rival in their own building. But the Indiana Fever did all of that. They proved they could bend without breaking. They proved that Kelsey Mitchell could lead from the point. They proved that Lexi Hull's confidence was never truly gone, it was just waiting for the right spark. They proved that Aliyah Boston could anchor a team on both ends without hesitation. After the game, Coach Stephanie White called them one of the most connected teams she's ever coached. You didn't need to hear her say it, you could see it. Every celebration was shared. Every hustle play was rewarded with high fives and chest bumps. This wasn't a team holding itself together by duct tape. This was a team using adversity as cement. The Fever's playoff chase is still alive, still within reach. And when Caitlin Clark returns to a lineup that has already shown it can win without her, that's not just a boost, it's a warning. Because if they can do this short-handed, imagine what they'll be when fully loaded. The Indiana Fever just sent a message to the entire WNBA. We are not here to survive. We are here to take what's ours. If you felt that fight, if you believe this team is built for something bigger, drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more stories of resilience, grit, and the nights when the impossible becomes reality, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because for the Fever, this was not the end. This was the spark.